A rematch of a CIF championship game. Mission Viejo takes on perhaps its first real big test of the season. And Mater Dei goes south and hopes that's not a metaphor for their season. Welcome to OCVarsity.com. A look at the week in football. I'm Steve Fryer here with Dan Albano and Carlos Arias.
You nailed that intro.
Thank you, sir. And first of all, we're going to talk about the Mission Viejo Long Beach Poly game. Games at Veteran Stadium on Friday. Mission Viejo's 3-0. Long Beach Poly's 2-1. Mission Viejo comes in, though, a little bit shorthanded, don't they, Dan?
Yeah, huge injury. No Trey Madden. Might be the best player in Orange County. He's not going to play. He's got a foot injury. But I think the Diablos can get this victory flat out, which I think would be a giant confidence boost for the Diablos. If they can beat Long Beach Poly on the road without Trey Madden, that'd be quite an accomplishment. Would set them up for an amazing year, get them fully ready for that South Coast League. Of course, they got more non-league games to go until they get to the South Coast League. The thing that they're going to have to overcome is, Trey Madden is makes him so special on offense, because when he lines up in their the zone option read, you don't know if he's going to run it, scramble, he can roll out and throw it, he can hand it off, and you have that unpredictability about Mission Viejo when he's in that. So they have to overcome that, but they got Alex Bridgeford, really good looking quarterback right now. They got some linebacker depth with a couple key transfers, guys like Griffin Bomber, Michael Schmall. Good. So I think Mission can win a close game.
Right. You mentioned unpredictability, which of course makes me think right away of Carlos Arias.
Well, I mean, Trey Madden would be the captain on my all Danny Trejo tough guy team. So he's going to be missed. I mean, he's awesome. He's a stud. I love watching him play. I'm bummed that he's not going to be playing this week because I got that game.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing to have Alex Bridgeford, dropping back and throwing the ball. They got plenty of weapons. That defense, we were talking about earlier, might be as good as Servite's. Who knows how good. Without Trey, it's not as good as Servite's, but it's still a very good defense. So I think they're going to beat Poly. Poly isn't super diverse on offense, so I give Mission the edge.
Yeah, so do I. I really think so with, the offensive versatility without Madden and that really speedy defense. So Mission, I think, is going to take this game. Going to another game, the Friday night game. This is Mater Dei. Off to a rough start, 0-2, goes down to play San Clemente, which is 4-0.
Out of the top 10.
Yeah, out of the top 10. First time in my 20 years of doing this, they didn't even get a vote among our 10 panelists for the top 10. That's pretty remarkable stuff. And so they go down to San Clemente. Boy, do they need this one, guys. If they don't win, it doesn't mean, the season's on the shelf and it's over. But in terms of getting some kind of momentum, some confidence, some stability, something like that, I think Mater Dei really needs this game. Dan, can Mater Dei beat San Clemente down to San Clemente?
They're capable.
Yeah.
I think they're playing some very good teams.
Sure.
Centennial Corona, I was out there. They're scary guys. They are scary. They are fast. But should Mater Dei be down 44-0 after 3 quarters to Centennial Corona? No. They can play a lot better. There's a lot of things that they can correct. Coach Rollinson talked about that. But is San Clemente, is Mater Dei going to win that game? No, I don't. I think I'll pick San Clemente.
Yeah.
I think interesting for Mater Dei. They had to deal with this 6'5" Michael Eubank quarterback from Centennial, senior stud-looking player last week. Now they go to 6'7". Travis Wilson. It's a tough order, and it's a tough schedule for Mater Dei because next up is going to be Edison. So, but the Trinity League's obviously tough. But I think San Clemente, they're scoring 38.5 points a game.
Right.
Mater Dei has only got 1 offensive touchdown in 2 games.
Carlos, you're going to go with Mater Dei maybe to pull the upset, or what do you got?
No more upsets. My picks have been horrible this year because of upset picking.
Right.
I'm going with my guts, or that's what I was doing. Now I'm going with my mental prowess.
Is that an improvement?
I think it might be.
All right.
We'll see about how that works out. But I think San Clemente, when I did a preseason interview with Travis Wilson, I walked over there and he came out from the field with his offensive line, and I was just like looking up.
Yeah,
my God, they are huge,
huh?
man. And when Coach Patton gets big boys, we all know what a great lineman he was back in the day, and he turns these guys into studs. How's Mater Dei going to even touch him?
Right.
This looks like a bad start for Monarchs.
Yeah, I'm with you guys too. I think San Clemente, really looks like the better team right now, and having the 4 games already under their belt, that gives them a lot of momentum, a lot of activity going, a lot of experience. So, and then the final game, beautiful looking game, Edison Servite at Cerritos College. This game's on Friday too. Servite number 1 in the county, Edison number 3. Edison's off to a pretty good start. Chase Favreau looked really good in that win last week against Dana Hills. I was at that game. And Servite, guys, they just look nastier than heck on defense, fellas. And, last year, Servite went into that first game against Edison at Huntington Beach High. They were a little overconfident. Edison beat them. Then they had that big rain bowl over there at Angel Stadium. The CF Pac-5 Division Championship game, and Servite got the victory there. And I think Servite just has too much going on, especially on defense for Edison. What do you say?
Well, you mentioned rematch, Steve.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a rematch, we'd have to bring Cody Fajardo back, Matt Viles, and company to see that game. That I know Edison would love to see that rematch,
Sure.
because they had to play that game in the rain, and their offense wasn't getting high gear. But I think Servite's just playing so clean right now. No turnovers offensively,
Yeah.
and they're flying around defensively. They got great special teams. Edison thinks they're getting better each week, but I think Servite's going to win this game. Interesting, last 6 years these teams have last 3 years they played 6 times the last 3 years, and they split those 6 games, three games apiece. So should be a good game, but I like Servite.
Carlos?
Well, I went to the Servite practice yesterday, and I mean, that was scary. I mean, they just punish each other on, full pads, just knocking each other around. That defense is amazing. Cody Pittman's getting better and better every week. Last week he showed he's great with the ball fakes. He's starting to run the ball, to pass the ball. I'm really impressed with Servite. I saw Edison too, and Chase Favreau, not related to John Favreau and Iron Man, but he's looking really good. So I like him, but I'm picking Servite. Also, I can't remember the assistant coach's name, but afterwards he gave this speech, and I wanted to run through a wall too. So I think Edison's in trouble. I think Servite's going to take this one.
Yeah, the one thing you're going to look for to Edison, I know that Dave White, the coach at Edison, he's going to have a couple tricks up his sleeve. He's going to throw some stuff at Servite and maybe get a couple big plays, some stuff that they haven't prepared for. Does he have enough of that? I don't think so, either. I think, it's all about the Jimmies and Joes, they say, and Servite's got a lot of Jimmies and Joes, so I'm picking Servite too. So we agreed on all 3 of these games.
Wait, I don't know what Jimmies and Joes mean. What's that?
I'll talk to you when we're done.
Okay, good.
So anyway, that's what's going on here in Orange County football. Got a slate of great games going on. Edison Servite, Mission Viejo, Long Beach Poly, Mater Dei San Clemente. 3 great games coming up on Friday. We'll have all the updates going on here at OCVarsity.com all Friday night, all Thursday and Saturday as well here at OCVarsity.com, where we've got you covered.